Yeah, from here on is in a way an interesting moment, this moment for this exhibition, because in a way with photography, first there was analog photography from 1850, then there was like maybe 15 years, 20 years ago digital photography, and now there is a moment in a way, like a new moment, that there are so many images every day, that every day come on internet and every day we look at so many images, that a lot of artists nowadays and photographers, they don't feel like making a photograph themselves anymore, but they just take photographs from internet and all from the existing material that they live with and that they work with and that they see, and then they use that for their own purpose and for their own ideas. So in a way they think like, why would I take new pictures if there are still so many pictures around? And then why not first use the ones that are still there before making new ones? So from here on is then a overview of about 40 artists from all over the world that work with this kind of subject. So only imagery from internet, from mobile phones, from stuff that they recycle, that they copy, clip, everything. And so in that sense it's, I mean, it's an exhibition, but it's also, I think, a more a manifest of what is like new in this time. And this is in a way the first time that all these people have been brought together, and yeah, it's also to show like that from here on, it means that from here on things will be different, and they will be, I mean, there was a big change when the digital photography came, and in the beginning a lot of photographers, professional photographers, were very critical about that. Now the all analog photography is totally gone. And also this moment is very interesting because people are discussing about copyrights, about image rights, and I mean, so there will be also a change in that soon. I think this moment, in a way, it's the opposite, because I mean, photographers, they, I mean, we are nowadays, everybody is a photographer. Can you imagine, I mean, there are professional photographers, but professional photographers are now like, they have millions and millions of amateur photographers that try to either copy them or imitate them or have even a better idea than them. So the professionals are in a very strange situation now. But that also shows that when they have a good idea, that is the most important thing, because nowadays the technology, everybody can use that, so everybody can make. Before, a photographer was also like somebody, and he or she was the only person who could have access to that technology or to the craft. Now everybody can do that, and also, I mean, there are so many images nowadays. So for instance, nowadays there are in one day the same amount of images newly produced than in the 19th century, in the whole century. So so that's not comparable anymore. And so in that sense, a photographer, a professional photographer or an artist photographer, yeah, maybe that's true that he or she needs to be very focused on what he or she will want to tell, or and the idea they have. And but for the rest, everything is totally democratic and totally open to everybody, which is yeah, a very good thing, I think. That I mean, the craft of photography is very open and very, everybody can do that. So a photographer or artist needs to come up with come up with a concept and with a good idea, because making only a photograph and a beautiful image, that is open to everybody and everybody can do that. But I mean, yeah, so that is important. What kind of idea do I have, and what kind of concept do I have? I mean, idea and concept is almost the same. So one thing which you also see in the exhibition is that because many of the images in the exhibition are already there, or they are existing, they are somewhere, and these artists, they took them and made a new concept with them, and they made a new, they used them for something else, or sometimes to show the ridiculousness of internet, or sometimes show the accessibility of a mobile phone, and all these kind of different, but they are almost a new author of the images. So of course there's an original author, but now they have done something to it, and in a way they, I mean, they don't own the images, but they own the work that they made with it, and so that is a new way of looking at it, and copyright has, in that sense, not a lot to do with it, because these are works that are I mean, works of art, so you can do whatever you like, I think, and so that is something. I mean, when you copyright, when you use an image from internet and you put it commercially on a billboard, that is something else. Of course, there's a copyright issue then, but for artists to use it, I mean, that's already very old, because Andy Warhol, I mean, he painted Campbell soup, there's also copyright there, or, I mean, yeah, that is something which is not the point. Yeah, I think in this exhibition, what you see is that the artists are also sometimes holding up a mirror to us, saying like, listen, look at the internet, and this is what is in there. And it's very critical exhibition in a way, because it shows like how ridiculous internet is, how strange that we are now dealing with privacy. Yeah? So, I mean, what you see on the internet, what you find on the internet, the images, sometimes, I mean, people don't care about privacy anymore, almost, or they forget about it, and so I mean, in many cases, it's yeah, very critical reflection of what is going on in society, and the internet, of course, is like showing that as well, because it's, I mean, it's like a huge reservoir of ridiculous, banal, horrible, funny, and everything together. And I mean, it didn't brought only good things, but the internet also brought like, I mean, it's almost like as if you throw up imagery, and I mean, it's just one example, for instance, but that's also the technology and the privacy then, that there's also a project in the exhibition where one person went to Apple stores and put like a USB stick into the show models of the laptops, and then there's a program called Photo Booth, and people in the shop take a lot of pictures of themselves in the shop on the photo booth, but they leave these images just on the hard drive of that computer. So other people can go there, stick a USB stick in there, and then just download all the images on the USB stick, take them out, take them home. Yeah, a lot of personal information that, but I mean, so that is something which is always, a lot of the artists reflect on those kind of ridiculous, over-the-top technology things that are happening sometimes, and also the human. I mean, there's technology, of course, which is technical, but there's also the human mistake sometimes, and the human interference. So that's also the example that I gave with the bird in front of on the webcam hanging with the tail in the image. That's like a mistake in technology almost, and that is something I think very interesting, and so in that way all these artists reflect on that, and critically reflect on the time we live in, the images we live with, and also the strangeness and the ridiculousness of that. This exhibition started in 2011, and I think there was also a good moment in time to do this, because there were a lot of people already working with this, and the best ones are in a way in this exhibition. But this is also something which is growing and growing, of course, because in this exhibition there are already some Spanish people included again. And what you also see is that some of the artists in this exhibition, over the last year and 2 years, they have been also recognized within the conventional and within the conventional art world, and that is something quite good to see, because it's almost like a moment in time. As I said, like first there was the analog photography, digital, and now it's a moment where everybody reuses these imagery that is already existing and plays with it and makes concepts with it. Another thing is also that when you go to the exhibition, you also need to work a little bit. Your brain needs to work a little bit, because sometimes you might not understand it, but when you read about it and you understand the concepts, then it's a very playful and light exhibition, which is very nice. And I mean, this was first done in Ireland now, and then last year was in Antwerp, and now here. So hopefully that will continue, and we will see it also in other countries.